So we now get set for our final first heat. Well, the last one of the first set of heats, actually, even though we've had 2 for Honda Cadet. Currently leading the standings, it is Maximus Shields that leads the way, ahead of Conor McCarthy. Round 2 winner at Wilton Mill after a brilliant battle with the likes of Sebastian Pereira, who rounds out the top 4. Christian Oblag also one to factor in. Sophie Pawsey and Amy Frame ran out the top 6 in the standings, but here's your grid for heat number 1. Christian Oblag and Thomas Wilkins will be on the front row. Harry Roddis and Amy Frame, row 2, with Harry Brown and Owen Roberts completing the top 6. Row 4, it's Reese Knight and Sophie Pawsey. Reese's dad managed to win the Dads and Mechanics race last night, so well done to him. So we had a Flying Scotsman around the circuit last night. Finn Collister and Maximus Shields complete the top 10 ahead of Sebastian Pereira and Conor McCarthy. Last but by no means least, our 13th driver, Leon Wilson, and the number 68 will line up at the back end of the grid. So there is Christian Oblag, the number 76. Still waiting for some official results from our previous heats to be confirmed by live timing and scrutineering. Any race control decisions that will be made post-race. So Junior Pro Kart making their way out onto the circuit for their first of 3 heats. So it's Oblag from Wilkins, Frame and Pawsey round about there or thereabouts. Maximus Shields getting the back end completely sideways to the left-hand side, coming out of Paddock Bend off of the entry ramp from the dummy grid. Amanda Collister saying good luck to Finn Collister, the number 16 in Junior Pro Kart, watching from home in the Isle of Man, cheering him on. So good to see that we've got plenty of Manx viewers watching along with us as well. They've come from far and wide of these drivers to compete in the Cadet Kart Championship and Junior Kart Championship in 2022. So as per CKC and JKC regulations, Junior Pro Kart again will be standing start, just like Honda Cadets. And then all Rotax classes will be under the rolling start phase. Nice little bit of a mixture, if you ask me, considering the amount of travelling I do, considering the last 2 weekends I was at Karting Genk in Belgium, commentating predominantly, well, only on Rotax. It's nice to have a little bit of a change-up, so to speak. I did miss the spin in the back. Yeah, good to have Kiko alongside me from Driven Dream saying, "You're nice and warm." Yes, I am nice and warm. My feet are going to be killing me after the end of today, though, that's for sure. Just made sure I had the right footwear on. I don't sit down when I commentate. I miss things if I sit down. I miss things when I stand up as well, but there we go. Harry Warby saying, "Good luck, Finn. Please win," from Harry. Lincoln Bevan saying, "Come on, Finn." So the cheers for Finn Collister are in the house here on the live stream as we get ready for Junior Pro Kart. Heat number 1. They're told to look at the lights. The revs rise. Lights are out. We are off and underway. It's a little bit of a slow start from the front row, but who's that shooting through the middle of it all? That is the 77 of Sophie Pawsey. Brilliant stopper. She's gone grass tracking off of the chicane, and it's getting a bit close for comfort. Oh, my goodness me. Christian Oblag getting stuck. Thomas Wilkins, and also Amy Frame was in the back end of that concertina effect there. They managed to get through, my goodness me. But Sophie Pawsey literally got the jump on everyone, mugged them. And that was the number 16 of Finn Collister, as we've got the number 47 around. That's Harry Brown, the number 67, Thomas Wilkins. So I'm not too sure. I mean, I know that oh, that's Maximus Shields. Maximus Shields having another drama, not just in Junior Rotax, now in Junior Pro Kart. This time it's the Stuart S's for the 181. So they make their way through towards St John's and Sunny Bend for the first time. Some side-by-side action. Drivers making moves whilst they got the opportunity. Maximus Shields was nearly piggy in the middle there between the numbers 16 and 14. And that was Finn Collister and Amy Frame. Sophie Pawsey, though, has got a lead of, get this, 2.6 seconds ahead of Reese Knight. Sebastian Pereira rounds out the top three in the number 21. Conor McCarthy, round two final winner at Wilton Mill in P4. Looks like there has been a little bit of a change. Oh, and sideways, that was Christian Oblak completely sideways, collecting Sebastian Pereira. It's all for themselves as Maximus Shields into the side of Oblak. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That's a bit close for comfort there. I think that Amy Frame might have been on the outside of Iredale's when that all happened. And it's a bit good control there by Sebastian Pereira. It's firing it to the outside of the approach into the Stuart S's, manages to keep it pinned ahead of Maximus Shields, who is absolutely hell-bent of getting past. But Sophie Pawsey is running away with it at the moment. 6 minutes and 10 to go. She was 2.6 seconds up the road. Now, 3.5 seconds. Maximus Shields just set the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 4.389 as he closes in on Sebastian Pereira for second position. This is the rundown towards McRae's. Shields looks towards the inside. Pereira to the outside, drifts a little bit wide as the number 21. And Shields trying to jump up and down like a bunny in a cage on his seat as we've got McCarthy and Oblak battling away over P4. Oblak fractionally ahead at the moment. Then there's the number 14 of Amy Frame as Finn Collister has an absolute doozy of a move up the inside of the 67 of Thomas Wilkins. And that is the number 50. I didn't really catch which one that was. That was another kart with the number 5 on it, at the front of it. However, as that was completely sideways coming out of the Stuart S's. Might have been from Amy Frame as they're all trying to make their way through. Sophie Pawsey continuing to lead proceedings, but Sebastian Pereira and Maximus Shields have started catching. Now they've got a bit more traction. They are catching big time. Gap now decimated by nearly 2.1 seconds. Sophie Pawsey's got 4.5 minutes, plus an additional lap to hold on, but with the way that... Oh, Christian Oblak's just got a warning from earlier on. But I'm not too sure whether Sophie Pawsey had a little bit of a moment earlier on in the previous lap because she has lost a lot of time. It was a 1 minute 5.047 for her. Sebastian Pereira, fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 2.971 seconds. So the gap decimated from nearly 3.6 to 1.4. And coming along with Pereira is Maximus Shields. Christian Oblak is about nearly the best part of a second ahead of Conor McCarthy in 5th place. Amy Frame rounds out the top 6. Finn Collister in 7th ahead of Reese Knight. Thomas Wilkins, Harry Brown, and... Oh, and there's the move for the lead. Sebastian Pereira absolutely launched it up the inside. That was going through Sunny Bend. And now has got the lead after just 2 laps. A 1 minute 2.690 from Pereira. Pawsey, a 1 minute 4.543. She's got Maximus Shields right behind her. And this is going into McRae's. Will Shields look to go up the inside? No, he does not. It's now going to be the run down towards Iredale's that then brings them onto the back straight away before the Stuart S's. So Pawsey, tighter line from the 77. Age just 13. Maximus Shields, based out of Wetherby, 13 years of age. Now looking towards the inside, this is towards the Stuart S's. Shields is up the inside. Pawsey had the traction coming through. She swept wide. Thought, well, I can get him on the undercut. And unfortunately, Maximus Shields had planted the kart exactly where he needed to. And that was it. Job was done. Into the last 3 minutes we go. And it's all changed at the front. Sebastian Pereira is leading, but he's not getting away from Maximus Shields, who is closing on in. And Shields was 0.3 quicker on that previous lap. Half a second between the leaders as they go through the incline, up the hill, through the chicane. Now down towards McRae's. As the rest of the field make their way across the line. We're on to lap number 6 of the race itself. 2 minutes and 13 seconds plus an additional lap still remain. So 2 minutes still to go as the two leaders make their way down the back straight in towards the stewardesses. Who's going to sweep wider? It's Sebastian Pereira who cuts in front of Maximus Shields, not allowing the 181 to get through for the lead of the race. But what a great drive from Sophie Pawsey to get the jump on everybody else. Mugged the lot of them, including the front row. So Maximus Shields now has a lot of action happening. So I'll be joined by one of the team from CKC very shortly, but we get into the last minute and 20. Maximus Shields closing within. He's about 6/10 behind Sebastian Pereira, who has set the fastest lap of the race. So it is a case of how hard is Maximus Shields going to push over the next couple of laps or so. So bearing in mind we're running on the 1 minute 2.3s. So this probably another additional lap. In, all right, number 68 is out. That's Leon Wilson, beached on the gravel on the outskirts of Sunny Bend. So yellow flags will be out. Marshall now trying to help the driver as they come through. 40 seconds on the clock remains. So 35 seconds, leaders making their way coming out of Paddock Bend. Sophie Pawsey trying to hang on at the moment for third place, but Christian Oblag is catching in the number 76. The pair were 1.6 seconds adrift last time. Now it's 0.9 of a second. But Pereira is hanging on. Next time around, they will get the final lap board, which will bring us into the conclusion of the first set of heats, excluding Honda Cadet. As they go through into Iredale's, bit of understeer from the pair of them. They sweep towards the outside of Iredale's to carry the momentum through. Timer has struck 0, so this time around it will be the final lap board as Sebastian Pereira again uses that wonderful little inconspicuous, not really conventional racing line of going towards the outside of the approach into the stewardesses to keep it ahead of Maximus Shields. Now they're on the exit of Sunny Bend as they're going to make their way through Paddock for what's going to be the penultimate time as the last lap, the final lap board will show on the DigiFlag in front. There it is. Last lap board is out. Pereira's got a lead of 9/10 ahead of Maximus Shields. Third position at the moment. It is now Christian Oblag, who in the meantime has gotten past Sophie Pawsey for third position. Conor McCarthy rounds out the top 5 ahead of Thomas Wilkins. Amy Frame completes the top 7 with Reese Knight, Finn Collister, Harry Brown and Leon Wilson all still running as the leaders make their way through Iredale's for the 9th and final time. Maximus Shields knows that time is fast running out because they're on the last lap. Through into the stewardesses they go. Maximus Shields sweeps a little bit wider than Sebastian Pereira this time. Through into the chicane, but there's only a handful of corners to go as they go down the hill in towards St. John's. At the right-hander, 2 more corners remain. Maximus Shields is planning to do something. Can he get the run coming out of Sunny Bend? Pereira drifts a little bit wide. Through towards the outside of Paddock Bend goes Maximus Shields, but out of the final corner, Sebastian Pereira hangs on, and it's going to be by a fraction, and the gap was 0.211 of a second between first and second position, and Maximus Shields on the last lap of the race takes the fastest lap of anybody, 1 minute 1.920. Christian Oblag denies Sophie Pawsey a top 3 finish by 2 seconds, with the 76 finishing in third and the 77 in fourth, respectively. Conor McCarthy, the number 74, based out of Bridgend in South Wales, rounds out the top 5 ahead of